Welcome back, folks, to World of Warships Legends. I'm Soopa-Dave, and today Musashi is in the store, so we're playing it. Now, you would think, based off the numbers that you see there, that I love this ship. That is not the case at all. Now, in the real life Musashi, I did like. The in-game Musashi, I'm not fond of. And before everybody gets mad, just hear me out. I'll explain during this video why I'm not a huge fan of it. And I know that's crazy because I like every ship in this game almost. That being said, we are going to go push forward. And we were actually going to get the inside flank here. I thought the Yamato next to me was going to flank to the outside, being that he spawned out there. He is not going to do that, which, listen, that's okay. I'm not ripping on him. I just make the adjustment, and I make a really dumb turn here. This is not something you do in Yamato and Musashi. Do not do this. This is me being dumb and trying to make sure we can have good positioning later on. So I'm going to make a broadside turn. Also, we have a gearing in front of us, and I'm not saying he's a bad player, but destroyers, man, you got to go forward when you're in a destroyer. Don't go broadside right away to drop torps off at maximum range. They almost never do anything when you drop them back this far. You should try to spot, right? If he goes forward and spots, he has my help and this Yamato's help right now, spotting, right? Whether he sees a destroyer or a battleship or a cruiser. He'll have more help with us right here where we are. Now I am turning out, try to help get the flank, and we take a shot at GK. Nothing really happens, right? 4,000. It's like we have 4 hits for not much. Also, we clearly know where the destroyer is and where he's going. Now he's going left to right on the cap, because we know where the cruiser was smoked up, obviously. So we know he's probably in that side of the cap, probably heading to the same spot gearing does, because I don't know why destroyers always do that on this map. Hector gets spotted. We actually take our grouping here, or our observation plane to get the extra grouping. We take a shot, and Hector does slow down. Now, outside of what this Hector does to our destroyer, he's not going to be much use to his team. And GK is pushing in. GK is realizing he's probably in a pretty bad spot here, and he's going to make a pretty rough turn. Also, you can see first shot out the gate, we hit 4 shells. Second one, we hit 4. Not too bad, right? Now, if our destroyer had actually spotted earlier instead of waiting till now, he would have had a lot more help, right? I would be able to shoot the destroyer on this shot, or even earlier when I was up closer, but that's not what he wanted to do. I can understand that being aggressive, but you have to understand the consequences, as that is the best salvo you ever going to see come out of a Yamato, by the way, or a Musashi. Now, our Yamato helps get rid of the destroyer. Kudos to him. But because he waited so long, that GK's secondaries now are going to mount him between him and Hector and the destroyer that was there. Gearing it gets eliminated. And that's the consequences you get for not spotting right away and sending torps out at max range. Not mad at him. I don't think he was a bad player, but that's an adjustment a lot of players need to make. If you give your teammates the upper hand of the first spotting on a match, you can get a lot more done than being the second team spotted, right? Or the second team to get spotting. That being said here, now we're going to talk a little bit. We're going to move over. I'm going to adjust back and head towards B cap. The reason for it is GK's almost dead. This Hector, I'm assuming, because he's in the smoke, he's in Hector, right? They don't like to get spotted. They're just going to run off the map. And I'm going to guess right on this, actually. He's going to go In a second, he's going to get spotted on the right side of the map, and he's not even going to move a square the rest of the map, or the match. So, with all our battleships coming over here, I'm going to rotate back. I'm not going to get mad at him or nothing dumb. I'm just going to get back, let him know, hey, get the cap. And to be fair to that Yamato, he might be going in and dying right now, but he did push. He did help try to get rid of the destroyer. He did help, right? So, kudos to him. Our other battleships took their whole time to get over here when they could have been used on the other side of the map. So we're going to rotate over. But, like I was talking about, why do I not necessarily care for this ship? As you've seen, we've had some really gross salvos come out of this thing. At tier 8, it is a 1.65 grouping base. That is atrocious. And you can tell, even for me, who got this later on, is what in the heck was that shot that just came out? It wasn't the worst shot I've seen out of Musashi, but right? It is one of the worst accuracy ships in the entire game. And sometimes you get some really nice salvos out of it. Once in a blue moon, but not very often. In every way, Yamato is better. I can't actually, when I looked at the stats, as we get 2 shells to hit, we get 1 Citadel. I couldn't find anything positive about Musashi. And I know it's a lower tier. Literally the only thing, in my opinion, Musashi has to offer is overmatch. But with its inaccuracy, it's not like Yamato, right? Yamato has a much better accuracy, or the grouping is much better, and dispersion is American dispersion for some odd reason. I don't know why, but it is. It has better AA, it has more health. Everything about Yamato is better. Musashi is like when you're a kid and you're at the store and you ask for a Gatorade and your mom says, we have that at home, and you come to find out, you come at home, it's watered down Kool-Aid, right? Lucky enough, I was smart enough when I was younger not to even ask, right? But that's what Musashi is. And it's the most, in my opinion, it's one of the most overrated ships. Is it a bad ship? No. That's not it at all. I just don't care for playing it. It's, in my opinion, it's wildly inaccurate, and I'm not sure why our destroyer sees the... He actually is going to have a good game, but this part confuses me. He's a full health Lushan, and he's not going after the destroyer, and the most powerful destroyer in the entire, tier, basically. And we take a shot at defense, and finally... we get it. We hit 4 shells, I think, shooting at that defense that whole time. And the beautiful thing about Musashi and Yamato is you only need 4 shells to hit a lot of the time. But now you're gonna see my more struggles here. Broadside, Ohio. Oh well, and you can see, I might put up okay numbers in this ship, and I might win, but I am pissed off as a dickens when I'm playing this ship, as you can tell. Really, Yamato's better in every way, and I understand Yamato's legendary tier, but it's not even close, the 2 ships, right? Like, the only positive thing you get with Musashi is overmatch, but if you can't hit what you're aiming at, and especially when you're trying to overmatch a target, like, there's no point in having overmatch. But then, once in a great while, Musashi redeems itself a little bit, right? A little bit. We get 3 shells to hit, and we take off about half of Ohio's health, right? Again, you don't need a lot of shells to hit, because these 18-inch guns hurt. But it's not good. And I know a lot of people love this ship, but it's just one of the most frustrating ships to me because it's so wildly inconsistent. And big guns aren't everything. Trust me. For me, there's so many better ships, even particularly Japanese tier 8 battleships at this tier that I would play, like a Waki or a Zumo or, any of them really. Just not this one. I don't play this one. I don't play Musashi much anymore, right? And Marlboro, there's just, I think at tier 8 there's a lot of good battleships. I know that sounds crazy to people because most people hate tier 8, but I love Minnesota. There's, there's just so many. Marlboro, all that. And I just feel like this is lackluster. Especially when you could get Yamato for free and you have to pay for Musashi, right? Like, ugh. You just see how mad I am. And this ain't a bad game. Like, I'm not having an awful game. I just can't hit nothing. We know Ohio's turning out there. We aimed up, right? Again, another one. We know what Conqueror's doing. And we take a shot. And, oh well. Because I can assure you, if I'm in Minnesota in the same battle, we are talking about a 300k game. As much broadsides as I got in this match, and the plays that came at us, and what we had available to us, for sure. We could have murdered Conk when he had more health. We could have depth struck Ohio. We could have definitely murdered GK a lot quicker than what we did. The cruiser for sure. We could have definitely had a little bit more help on destroyers. It just... I'm not saying it's a bad ship, because it isn't. When it hits, it hurts, right? As we get our high caliber and a Citadel. And you can see that cruiser has not moved from that corner over there at all. And it's not very quick, right? So if you're going to be in a slow ship, I'd much rather be in, like, Minnesota with accuracy. And if you make a mistake in this ship, you are going to pay for it. The only ship I think that's as bad as the tier for paying for a mistake is probably Marlboro, to be honest. And even that is questionable, right? But anyway, we end up second on the leaderboard. We tried to help our team win. I don't know if we really did or not, but let me know what you guys think of Musashi down below. You guys have a wonderful day. I'll see you next time, folks.